Buster, this is not my grandmother. No, about 10 years ago now, my great-grandma Ruby passed away, and yes, very sad, right reaction to that. No, but when she was alive, one of the things that she really loved to do was garden. So the family thought, what if we put some of her ashes into this potted plant, and then we can watch it grow, and every time we look at this beautiful plant, we could think of her. And wouldn't that be such a sweet way to honor my Grandma Ruby's memory? And it is, it's so sweet. Except that now we have to keep this plant alive or we're murderers. And we didn't kill her the first time, that was God. I just feel like if she dies again, that one is on us. And my mom is a notorious plant killer. And that goes for all plants, not just the ones that have human remains in them, just any plant. Whatever the opposite of a green thumb is, purple, pinky, I guess, that's what she has. But she tries her best. She's got all of my siblings involved in the upkeep now. And it's not uncommon to walk into my parents' house and hear things like, hey, did anyone water Grandma Ruby today? Or, oh my gosh, it's so nice outside. Why don't we bring Grandma Ruby out to get some sun? Uh-oh, storm's coming in. Better go get Grandma Ruby. And by now, this plant is absolutely dead. Like 100%. She looks like if a child just stuck a twig into a pile of dirt and was like, oh my gosh, it's a flower. No, not a flower. It barely looks like a plant at all, honestly, at this point. It's just like cracked, drooping, this like poor Charlie Brown Christmas tree looking thing. It's so bad, you guys. But we can't acknowledge this at all because, like, then what? Grandma Ruby's dead. Again. We're not going to throw another funeral. It's not like they gave us a buy one, get one the first time around. So instead, we're doomed to just keep watering this very obviously dead plant corpse for ever, I guess, for eternity. Or at least until we all die and then our children's children turn us into plants. We'll just be like the Addams family tending over this garden of death for generations. I feel like if that happens, they should at least make sure they keep us separate from like the normal garden. I mean, can you imagine like going outside like, all right, ready to pick some vegetables, and then you accidentally yank up your great Aunt Ethel. And you're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, did not mean to disturb your eternal slumber. Can you pass me the sweet potatoes though while you're down there? Thank you. No, gotta keep the dead people separate from the seasonings. Yeah. But I'm happy to say that not all of the Grandma Ruby plants are dead yet, because knowing that my mom is a plant killer, before my family handed her over to my mom, they propagated her. That is a real thing that I just said to you. So now she's multiplying, and I've become somewhat of an amateur plant mom over quarantine. It's been a pretty good outlet for some of my mom friend energy. I can focus on watering my plants instead of giving water to my drunk friends at bars. It's been great, I love it. But I can tell my family's looking at me now like, hey Bren, do you want to take Grandma Ruby? No, I don't actually. It's not that I don't love her, I do. I love my Grandma Ruby. It's just that when she was alive, she could be kind of a tough lady to handle sometimes. She was really particular, and if things weren't exactly the way that she wanted them, she would let you know about it. And that's fine if you're a sweet old lady, but in plant form, that is just a goddamn nightmare. I can see it now. It would just all day long be like, Brenna, I'm so thirsty. Will you please give me water? But make filtered water, not that tap water. It's poison. Brenna, will you please give me sun? Oh, but not that much sun. What are you, trying to kill me? Bring me back into the shade. No. She would wilt just to spite me. Like, that's the kind of woman I was. And I just don't want to deal with that, you know, like, I just feel like in retrospect, we probably should have put her into like a cactus or something. You know, more of like a set it and forget it type afterlife. I mean, that's what I would want anyway. Like, if we're talking plants, just put me off to the side. Don't ever touch me again. In fact, if you try and touch me, I'll stab you. And you know what? If that is how I spend my afterlife, you know, if I just end up a half-dead cactus on a windowsill somewhere, just please keep me away from my mother.